Firstly, I want to start off this opening letter with a couple of facts about me. This is not to be vain, but I need to explain to you so you can understand where I'm coming from and what I will say and what I won't say. Another point to make very clear immediately is that I will not be crapping on these companies just to crap on them. This is not the point. The point is to display the lack of knowledge of the sports trying to be emulated, why these companies continue to fail regardless of effort being displayed or not displayed, and lastly, the inconsequential effects for the community of sim racing when companies fail/release a bad product. Let's start with the meat and potatoes of who I am and why I would say anything about these companies and these games. I have been sim racing since I was 9 years old. I started out with NR 2002 offline by myself around the year 2007. Then I went forward to NR 2003 around 2008, aligning myself around the likes of Rocky PC 48. I was too young to be in TeamSpeaks to hear the scuttle of what was going on within the communities for these games, so I was more of a forum surfer. I would lay out all of the forums I was in, but this isn't useful for this article. I just wanted you to understand that I have been around for a while playing PC racing games and playing console racing games. I have seen many companies come and go and heard the opinions of others and developed my own opinions along the way. Once again, this is to fill you in and to show that I'm not some weird clown-like character trying to pass on some garbage opinion. I'm trying to help you understand what you need to know and what to look for in a sim racing flop company or title. Continuing on, after explaining and mentioning years of dates and of irrelevant info, and I'm sorry for that. Some people make their opinion up immediately about the article and the author without these details. I don't want to give you anything ignorant to bring up to discount what I say. If you have ever followed my YouTube channels before, you will know I'm not a very shy person. I state what I think in the moment, and I will never change that. So with that, let's go. With Papyrus losing rights to NASCAR to continue making their exceptional sim racing game series, employees and upper staff members alike faced a daunting task. Future games were completely uncertain, the company was facing a massive restructure, and looking for a new suitor to create games for. What a scary time. But a time full of reason and expectations to rise again as the leader in hardcore simulation racing. For Papyrus, NASCAR Racing 2003 season was a huge step forward when it came to overall racing simulation for personal computers. Drivers from NASCAR and plenty of other series and beyond held a torch to this game for years after losing the rights to NASCAR content. NASCAR Racing 2003 season won awards with a cult-like following, including that they were far and away leading the sim racing industry with their opening of Pandora's box when it came to online racing for their title. There was plenty of things going well for Papyrus and it showed. However, the fun stops with EA, who bought the exclusive rights to NASCAR to produce games for years and years to come. This was a stab in the heart for every simulation racing fan. The fun was over and the company was forced to try to find a way out of sinking. Unfortunately, or maybe not too unfortunately, Papyrus was forced to close their doors in May of 2004 by publisher Vivendi. It took the company just 2 months to sink into closing up the shop. The reasons were unclear, but with speculation we can make some sort of assessment. It was probably due to finding no new contractor to build games for. It's fairly shocking that they were no longer able to continue, considering how well regarded NASCAR Racing 2003 season was for the time. It's something that I still do not understand. While we switch gears, we must enter Dave Kamer, the owner and creator of Papyrus Design Group, with the help of his business partner Omar Kadari in 1987. The two were familiar with each other by working on Apple II programs for educational purposes. These two men had been in the game of programming since basically the inception of program creation. Being smart, Dave bought and acquired the source code for NASCAR Racing 2003 season along with other assets. A brilliant move at the time. Dave is well known, had an exceptional track record with programming, technical direction, and everything in between. Another reason why I scratch my head wondering why no companies tried to sign on Papyrus immediately after losing their deal with NASCAR. Seriously, the guy has an amazing resume and I could go on, but you can find out more about him yourself if you would like. Purchasing code and assets means he had to create a new company, but that requires money and lots of it. Dave met John W. Henry, the man who owns Boston Red Sox and Liverpool Football Club.